It's Linda, and I'm making a new dessert. I made a recipe the other day of one I kind of followed. I really wasn't all that happy with it. It was the s'mores bombs, and it didn't turn out quite as well. So I've researched some more stuff, and I kind of came up with a recipe that I'm creating that I'm going to see how it goes tonight. And I'm going to use it's called caramel apple bombs. And I've got 3 different kind of caramels I'm going to try, and then I'm going to have my husband taste test them for me later and see which caramels he likes the best at them, because they're all the same amount of points with the way I'm doing it. And so I'm going to use the Werther's soft caramels and the hard caramels, and then I found these salted caramel chips. And so we're going to see which ones turn out the best. So I'm going to get started. I'm going to do a double recipe of the 2 ingredient dough, because then I have it for future. I mean, if I need more, you can store it. And so I'm going to measure out, instead of 1 cup, I'm going to do 2 cups. So I'm going to put them in my food processor because it's easier for me, and then I don't have to stir it the whole time. But you can stir it too. You don't have to have a food processor, just easier. And so I'm going to do 2 cups of it. Another thing, it was so sticky, and one of the things I get really irritated about with the 2-point ingredient, which I've noticed a lot of people have said the same thing, is how sticky it is to work with. But the more you do it, they said the easier it gets, and you learn different techniques. One of the things that one of my research said was that she uses, instead of equal amounts of yogurt, instead of like the 2 cups of yogurt to the 2 cups of self-rising flour, she would only do 1.5. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do 1.5. We'll see if that makes it better. I actually have, this is a 1.5 measuring cup. So cool. You pull this over. I am going to keep the flour close by because we're going to use it. I'll move some of this stuff because I'm going to put sugar cinnamon on it at the end. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add an egg, because it is like a baked, it is a sweet item. So I'm thinking egg would be better. Maybe we'll see how it turns out. I'll sure let you know, that's for sure. So I'm going to measure out 1.5 cups of Greek yogurt. So that looks pretty good. And I'm going to put that in my processor. And then I'm going to add the egg. Also, one thing about the 2-point, I want to add a little bit of sweetener to it, because it's not very sweet. And I know the stuff going inside will help sweeten it, but the dough is still, to me, needs to be sweetened. So I'm going to get this going. Then I'm going to add a few pumps of some sweetener syrup to it. So let's get this going. There's an egg right there. This one I think will be really good. It's the caramel pecan. So each pump is equal to 1 teaspoon. So I'm going to put like 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 pumps of sweetener. This is the skinny syrups. People have been asking me where you get them at. Gosh, you can find them in a lot of different places, at Ross, Marshall's, Home Goods, different places like that, and they're only like $3.99 for a big bottle. I've got all different flavors. Okay, I'm going to turn this off while I get this going so you don't have to listen to all of this, okay? Okay, I just finished mixing this less than a minute in my food processor, and looks like it's a lot better with using less of the yogurt. And I used an egg. It looks pretty. It's pulling the blade right out with it. I better be careful because it's really good. Looks like the dough might be a lot better. We'll see if this is a success. So I'm going to scrape this all down into here onto my floured silicone mat. And I'm going to go ahead and flour my hands. That's a lot of flour here. Roll it around in the flour a lot. Keep your hands floured. Oh, this is so much better. If anybody saw my last one, which I may end up deleting, you'll see this is so much better. Oh, wow. And now I'm going to separate it in half, because I only want to work on 1/2 at a time. So now I'm going to take the one, it says to knead it a little bit. Got it all kneaded. been a long day. This is my third recipe doing today. Just kind of on a roll because it's a day I don't watch grandkids and I don't work for Weight Watchers. It's kind of my day to do stuff that I want to do. Okay, I've got this little pizza roller because that other rolling pin I used before was way too big. And so I just want to kind of stretch it out a little bit so I can pull out some little bombs out of this thing. And oh my gosh, this is like working with regular dough now. I can't believe it. That made such a difference. I had a couple people asking if they could cook the recipes in a regular oven. I like using my Power Air Fryer oven a lot. And so I decided to do this one with my regular oven. So I've got it heated to 400. And I think I'll make the balls first. There's 1, 2, and I'll probably fast forward through this part. So I'm going to Okay, I made 10 balls. So now I'm going to add the other ingredients. Before I do that, I got to cut the apple because we want to put some apple in it. Do that ahead of time. So I'm going to cut the apple and then I'll come right back. I use this little apple thing. You've probably all done this before. It makes it so much easier. Each section, cut it in half and then cut it up again. So they're kind of like the tidbit size, like with pineapple, because you got to be able to fit them in the middle. So let's see how one's going to fit. I'm going to try this on you, and then I'll do some more and come back to you. So I'm going to put a piece of apple. I'm going to put a piece of caramel, and I'm going to wrap this all around it. Oh, it wraps so much easier than that sticky mess yesterday. And then I'm going to roll it around. This is with that Swerve substitute sugar, and I've got a half a cup in here. I think, or was it a fourth of a cup? I think it was, I'll put the directions on there for sure what it was. And then I know it's 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. I was trying to write it down while I was doing stuff. Yes, a half a cup of sugar and 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. Okay, so I don't want to mix these all up. Piece of apple, piece of hard caramel, wrap it around. So easy, and roll it up. Roll it around in the cinnamon sugar. Stick it on. Now, I don't want to mix them up, so I'm going to do it on the other end. I'm going to take the soft, chewy caramel. That's really sticky. Put an apple with it. Roll it up. Put it on the end over here, so I know which ones are which. And then, I think in the middle, I'm going to put the chips. And the chocolate chips, you want to put 1 teaspoon. I had a teaspoon over here, or it's 7 chips. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6 or 7 chips makes 1 teaspoon, and that's 1 point. Piece of apple, probably 6 is just right, because you want to be able to cover it up really good. Get the bomb all covered. Make it into a little bomb. Roll it around. Roll it in the cinnamon sugar, and I'm going to put these in the middle. I'm going to continue doing them. Then I'm going to put them in the oven at 400 degrees in a regular convection oven. I do have my convection oven, but you can use just a regular oven. I just have convection for bake. It doesn't matter. I think halfway through I'm going to turn them over. Okay, this is the very last one. Looks like it made 32. So easy to roll these up now. I just stuck my finger in it, stuck in the ingredients. When you're doing the chocolate chips, do a teaspoon. It's like 6 or 7. Stick it in the middle, put a piece of apple, and just kind of pull it around. Roll it through the little bit of dough, put it in the cinnamon sugar, and then stick it on the pan. Now I'm going to put them in the oven, 400 degrees, for 10 minutes. I'm going to turn them after 5. And so we'll see how it turns out. Can't wait. It's going to smell real good in here. Okay, my caramel apple bombs look like they turned out really good. Actually, cooking them in the oven, I cooked them for 7 minutes on 400 degrees, 7 minutes, and then turned them over, just flipped them over by hand real quick, and then I cooked them for about 7 more minutes. They're really kind of soft because in between I sprayed them with a little bit of, I can't believe it's not butter spray, just sprayed a little bit on it, on the tops after I turned them over. And it's really interesting using all the different caramels, because the soft caramels, which are the ones right here, this side here, they're all melted, just kind of like I thought. So I won't use those again. The middle ones are the caramel chocolate chips, and they look like they held up pretty good. And then this one over here, the far one over here, is the hard caramels that I cut in half. They each have only 1 point each, so I'm trying to see which ones would cook the best and which ones would taste the best. So this one here, I think I've cooked them long enough. I'll be able to tell too by checking them. This is the hard caramel. Let me try it real quick. I'm thinking a little bit of whipped cream with it too would be really good, but really would be good with some coffee. So I'm going to spray a little bit of whipped cream. And I can see there's the apple right there. Pretty cool. You see how it tastes. This one's with the chocolate chips. And I don't see any of the caramel. It looks like they kind of melted into it. Let me cut that one in half. It's hot. And then this one, of course, is the soft. So let me cut it so it kind of softens too. Then I can compare them all. Spray a little bit of whipped cream here. Can't wait to have these for after dinner. They taste so much better than those s'more bombs. What a difference. Oh my gosh. So good. They all three turned out good. I tasted them all. Like I said, the soft caramels, so the ones here on the right, they melted a lot into the pan, kind of like I thought they would. Don't think I'll use them again because a lot of the caramel got wasted down here. The middle is the chocolate chip. They turned out pretty good, but I really don't taste the caramel taste as much. So I would say the winner is the hard caramels. You just take one hard caramel, cut it in half, and then I put it with a big chunk of apple. A couple of times I put a couple pieces of apple, which I think I'll do more of next time. And they turned out really good. Only thing is I can say, and I put a little bit of whipped cream. Oh my gosh, it tastes good. Is I think they need to be cooked like 8 minutes on one side, turn it over 8 minutes on the other side, because they taste a little bit undone, but at least they taste so much better than those s'more bombs recipe I tried. Here's to another good recipe, and I'm kind of exhausted, long day, but very good day. Hope you enjoy my recipes, and this one is a winner. See you in the next one. Bye.